games down, 2 to go, and what a tantalizing game we have coming up next. Navi versus TSM, I dare say the biggest matchup we will see tonight. It's going to be the one that sets a tone, really. How do we feel? Very quickly, players are on the server, so let's get your thoughts before we jump in.
Yeah, I mean, scorelines between these teams very back and forth, so it's going to be a very hard one to predict, to be honest with you. Both teams have very wide map pools, so yeah, it's going to be a close encounter.
I go Navi.
There we go. Let's have a look at the picks and bans. Let's bring it in.
Straight into it.
The players are waiting, so you have to just jump in.
So we're going to be playing Dust2. Excellent. I like this. TSM on Dust2, a really fun team to watch, especially on the CT side. Very great, very adaptive, can change their positioning. Navi, again, going to be exciting to watch. Explosive players, Guardians Playground. And what more do you want to say? It's going to be a good game. Yeah,
Dust2 is I think it's a perfect map at this point. In a best of one as well. It doesn't really matter which side you get to start with. Both teams with a lot of skill here, with a lot of poise to take a lot of rounds on either side of the map. So definitely, I think the best one they could have had for a best of one.
They actually played Dust2 yesterday, and it seems like, looking at my stats set, TSM 116.9. One of the key factors, Cajun B playing at the car, seems like a position no one knows how to lock down against him. He's very strong in that area, so that's definitely be a key factor.
Submix also one of the better rotation players from CT spawn to the middle, and the way he just reads situations is very good.
Well then.
So look for that.
I think that about summed it up.
Do it.
As you can see, that's how quickly we want to get into this one. All the players are on the server ready to go, so we won't do the usual theatre of telling you, but by now you should know who's in these teams if you're a Counter-Strike fan.
Probably.
I'll break it down for you quickly. Navi, Zeus, Flamey, Guardian, Edward, Seed, and then TSM, Dupree, Cajun B, Zipex, Device, and Carrigan. So, an excellent map to bring in to the the second to last game of this last chance qualifier group stage here. So obviously whoever loses this game is going to lower brackets. This is the upper bracket of the tournament so far.
I'm just curious, where do you guys rate both these teams? Would you say they're top 3 in the world right now?
TSM, I do think they are Fnatic. Obviously, I think it's undisputed. They're the best in the world right now. I think Envy's been very promising with their new lineup. I think they've done a lot better straight away from better than I would have expected them to. And I think TSM, obviously, with how they played most of this year, has to be, even though they've had a little bit of, maybe a bit of a rough patch, especially prior to the major, still would probably rate them there around top 3, yeah.
Yeah, I think
Navi's going to be top 8-ish, somewhere there. I think they're a team right now that is really hard to rate. I think they contest for that top 5 place for sure, but where do you realistically put them right now? Recent performances is very up and down. So looking for some more consistency from these boys.
They're a bit like VP in that sense for me.
Right.
They're a team that if they show up, they can beat anyone.
Yep.
But you never quite know what's going to come at you. So again, it's the Guardian effect, right? Like the guy can be, as I think you said, one if not the best AWP in the world when he's on point. When he's having an off day, not so much.
Yeah, that's the problem. I think that's the core problem for Navi as well. They're very reliant on Guardian having that on day. And obviously not having that much impact recently is going to hinder them. Obviously, when you play that very slow-paced Counter-Strike that they like to do, that's when an AWPer comes into play in a lot of the occasions to do those openings and give you those opportunities to do what you want to do. And when he's not delivering, that's when it becomes hard for you.
Well, Dust2 will be the map, of course. Might flounder the side-to-sides. But Dust2 definitely one of the maps that doesn't really matter. Most teams will favour the CT start, but it's just at that stage, I think. I don't really even think it matters too heavily. And we're just trying to get out the server ourselves. So before we kick things off, we can see one of the players missing for TSM. I think he was saying there's a little bit of a lag issue there. So a bit of lags coming in.
Yeah. That's always going to be an issue when you're playing online matches. Sometimes things don't work accordingly.
Of course, we have 2 more games coming up this evening. This game, and then, the Titan versus Mouse Sports matchup, I believe. This is the upper brackets, and the latter of those is the lower brackets. So, our last chance really leading up to its name there. So it's a pretty huge best of 1, honestly, this one. And then, of course, tomorrow we'll be casting, I think we were talking about before, 2 best of 1s and a best of 3.
Something along those lines, yeah.
So plenty more CS action coming up as we just wait for that 10th player to get on the server so we can get things underway here. always a bit of a pain in the backside, but I think this is going to be a really, really close, awesome map. I went along with Na'Vi because I'm a Guardian fanboy. I'm just going to be honest. I'm a Guardian fanboy. The guy gives me nerd chills when he's playing well. So I'm like hoping, I'm quietly hoping that he delivers today. If he doesn't, though, we saw what TSM are capable of doing earlier this evening. So
yeah, well, TSM obviously did pick up this map against Na'Vi just the other night, like Henry pointed out. So yeah, but still, it's gonna be a very 50. It's gonna be a coin flip fair for sure. This is the kind of map as well.
Well, let's have a look at it. Obviously, we're going to the 9th round. I was getting a bit excited there. I thought the pistol was starting, and I stood up. But actually, that's not happening, so forgive me, as I build the hype once again for no reason. So, 9th round, get it out of the way, nice and quick, like I said. Doesn't really matter what team you start, it's whatever you prefer, really. I think if TSM winners, they'll definitely go CT, a very strong CT side, and they will do that. So, you see the swap coming in, there it is. And here we go then. I'm just going to jump on the server myself.
Yep.
So hold the fort for me, boys, while I do this quickly.
Things work.
yep. So TSM starting on the CT side. We've already seen today how important the pistol rounds are. Typically, the teams that have won the more pistol rounds have indeed took home the game. And I feel like TSM coming into the CT side, you know, if they can start well here, they could definitely knock the likes of Edward. They'd knock the likes of Guardian off Kilter. And that could potentially bag them a bunch of wait, TSM wins? Or are we getting ahead of ourselves?
Oh, that's quite the prediction going on there.
It's the graphic
I think
pop up.
the most important individual for TSM on Dust2 is KGB, hands down. His ability to shut down plays to catwalk is so huge.
Completely agree, and he played awesome earlier today as well. So definitely going alongside what you're saying there. Carrigan on long, just spots a player darting across, tries to land the sexy one tap, not able to do so. He's about to get pushed. Surely here, there's 4 players in long doors about to come at him. He has heavily tagged up one, but there is a team kill that comes in from Edward, executing Flamey in the back of the head. Still Na'Vi keep the player advantage as Device is trying to hold off this push on long. And the bomb still hasn't fully committed just yet, so the Terrorists could definitely shape up towards that B side. We actually see one of their players in the form of Seized going right now. He's been spotted from Dupree. Dupree trying to get the cheeky jump headshot there with the P2000. He's going to be getting wrecked from behind though. Edward comes in with the USP. He can't do anything. Dupree holds down the fort by himself. 2 frags. And now it's all on Guardian. And with that bomb, he's moving in. He's been spotted, being tagged up through the smoke right now. Guardian down to 1, gets finished off from Cajun B, and TSM start the pistol round and get it under their belt.
Yep. Big round for them to win, obviously. We talked about their CT side being so strong, and if they do get this good footing and they can go and build the momentum, get the 3-0 here, it'd be very difficult for Navi to actually get back on the road. We normally see Navi forced by these situations. A lot of teams showing discipline tonight, actually going completely against what we've seen most of this tournament. So actually going for a full eco here, potentially maybe getting a little by next round, a cheeky one. That is always an option. You can see very heavy SMG investment from TSM. So maybe that's what they're going for. All 5 players heading towards B now will be bursting through that smoke, but no utility to approach the situation.
Here comes Dupree, 2 players down. He probably could have had a third there, but the flashbang firing on in from Device, and with the MP9 he is putting Na'Vi players to bed. There's a P2000, just brings it out, getting himself with a couple more frags. Guardian is still alive and kicking, trying to do as much economic damage as possible to the CTs with the UMP. Spots a player up on the window, one through the doors as well, but it's Carrigan from behind who finishes his life, and TSM do take up their second round. Interesting, as you guys say, that Na'Vi didn't go for the 4 spot.
Oh, they didn't go for anything. Here we go. They are going to get the rifle, so without getting the bomb down as well. And this is really interesting.
And decent job from Guardian as well, getting those 2 kills. Could prove to be big if Na'Vi picks up this round.
Seems like TSM are aware of this, though. They actually answer back with 3 rifles of their own. Guardian getting the scout, so this is definitely the surprise buy.
And only Zeus has a smoke of this round. Needs to be pointed out.
See, he's taking quite a lot of damage there to open things up. He hasn't got head armor as well, so it's worth noting on him. SMGs will rip him apart. But now, we go quite a slow start to this. I don't think the terrorists have made it known what guns they've got just yet. They want to keep that a little bit of a secret.
Peekaboo.
Yeah, this is it. So now, just trying to gain some control here. All 5 players towards middle. You'd assume getting the cat control first, or maybe just showing some attention there and bailing out back towards mid.
Yeah, very smart as well not to give away their weapons, because surely then TSM know there's a distinct lack of utility that they can try and exploit. And with that one smoke, you can also see Na'Vi are trying to get a potential pick if the CTs make a mistake here and step out of line. They still have the lurker in B tunnels as well, just in case the CTs try and get antsy and push on through. The smoke comes up with a flashbang. It's going to stop the majority of the terrorists from pushing in right now. It's all on Cajun B. There's another smoke. It's going to be a bit too little too late. He comes up, does dink. I think that's Edward, who gets finished off from Zipnex. And there we go. Flamey comes in as well. The bomb has been planted from Na'Vi. And a 4-on-4 with the weaponry that Na'Vi have. This should be pretty decent for them. The issue is they do not have any more utility. And there is Seized, however, just shutting down Carrigan, not allowing him to get onto this site. Zipnex is still in close proximity to the bomb itself. And really, Na'Vi just have to hold positions here. If they stay in these positions, this round will definitely be theirs. Zipnex has been picked off. And just like that, Na'Vi will pick up their first round.
I was expecting that to be a lot harder for Na'Vi, as actually we see there. We have a Seized getting all over Device and even picking that kill, making it that much harder for TSM to move along. But Na'Vi making it work with only one smoke in Dust2 T side. That's impressive.
I really like that approach, actually. That surprise buy, you get no bombs down, and then do a full eco on the second round. It just means when you know a team favors SMGs as well, and you go into that third round with Galils and AKs as well, it can be very surprising and very difficult to lock down for TSM. But now they actually answer back themselves, forced by and all being bought for Cajun as well. So he's utilising the UMP kills he's got. He's get boosted up onto short as well, peeking into lower B. I don't think anything's going to come of it just yet. We're actually going to be facing towards more towards middle as the T's try and work out what's being presented to them this time. It looks like Zeus may get taken down here. And
And the fact that he misses also gives away. There's a very high chance of two players being on short because of that boost, and Zeus just jumps on top of it. The military leader, as we referred to him as before, leading by example, but he will be up down from the hands of Cajun B. Up on Car, no huge surprises there, who's still in a good position. What a shot from Guardian. That takes him down, and that gives Na'Vi a huge advantage now to push onto this site. Carrigan with one of the 5-7s, can't do anything from here. Dupree sees the gun barrel just sticking out the side, and will put down Seized. But still, this is a huge ask from TSM's perspective to get on this site and defuse, and I think they're going to play smart here and just save their weapons. 2
points to be taken from that round definitely is the one where you have Cajun B. They had the sack on short. He missed a shot. They fall back. They still stay on short. They wait for that push, and what Na'Vi did smart there, they actually flashed in short before going in there. That really enabled Zeus to get that pick and that opening, and then that Guardian kill on Cajun B.
That's the one.
That was the one that sealed the deal afterwards. So just very nice methodical plays from Na'Vi so far.
That's the thing. That's the position we talk about Cajun B being godlike at, and Guardian somehow finding the balls to face that angle and rips their head off Cajun B there. So fantastic stuff from him, and a great round from Na'Vi as they go into this fifth round out. Guardian, of course, will pick up that AWP, but seems like the CTs aren't quite done here. A couple of guns recovered from that last round. See Device and Dupree have got rifles there. The rest of the team going to be on Desert Eagle and 5-7, so not going to be heavily stacking anywhere though, although they have got 3 players towards long. Na'Vi, though, understandably taking this round very slowly and seeing what they can do and what information they can gather before they make their move into a bomb site.
Very slow, steady approach from Na'Vi right now, but it's kind of what you expect, right? This is a team that's kind of known for doing this, and we saw it earlier on Overpass as well, often pushing in with 10-15 seconds left on the timer. Just about scraping by. Flash through onto mid, trying to push away any CT defenders, but no one's actually home from Team SoloMid. They're just backed onto the sites. They're playing the angles with the limited weaponry. And for me, this is a pretty smart play from TSM, right? Like, not going up peeking, losing any early frags.
They want to make sure they have an opportunity to use these rifles before they actually get taken down. And that's actually a pick that should have favoured Guardian there. Edward takes down Carrigan. They open it up now, 5-4, as they make their way to the A-bomb side. CT's reacting, though. They're getting some presence towards mid, but it's a very difficult angle to face.
Yeah, this is a big tell for Na'Vi as well, what's going on.
Players still holding position. There is Device opening things up off the site, and a second as well on such low HP, a third frag as well, and single-handedly potentially winning this round for TSM. A round they should never be winning. Cajun B, though, has been taken down, and Device is just about to get naded. That bomb is potentially going to go down as well. In fact, the grenade's not even required. Guardian's there with the AWP, and the heroics of Device have been neutralized so far from Na'Vi, who push onto the site with 8 seconds, but there is Dupree. And Seized, and meanwhile, actually gets the Molotov frag. The bomb's going down from Seized. This is going to be so close, just a millisecond off. And the CTs win, and Device's 3 frags there was absolutely crucial.
and insane and with low HP, and do I need to go on? What a play from Device, just dismantling that Na'Vi push, and yeah, TSM winning around. Essentially, they had nothing going on for them except for this.
I'm glad we get to watch this. This looks really impressive. What calm play as well. Nice little taps, all headshots, huge plays there, bringing the round back out of nowhere. So fantastic stuff from him. They pick up the AWP as well. Very back and forth affair so far. Na'Vi are not being broken yet. They have got the AWP still on Guardian. And another slow approach to them. You can see the CT's not really doing anything too unorthodox here. Just holding down long, one player right up there. You can see now it looks like a mid split coming in from Na'Vi.
Yeah, coming up through mid. Some shots coming through. Here's the pop flash from Dupree. Doesn't peek afterwards. Doesn't have anyone else to really get the crossfire down. So instead backing away, playing smart. Guardian, however, will get the opening pick. And then Na'Vi smartly just pull back and keep the CTs guessing here. Looks like they could potentially be going up catwalk, but that's going to be walking into the crosshairs potentially of Cajun B, who's been here, as we said, so many times before. Smoke's landed as well. TSM, they seem to have read the script here, and they know exactly what may be coming up.
Yep, this is a Na'Vi's going to be faking here, a bit of an A-long push, but the actual push going to be coming from shortly.
Yeah, coming up right now. Molotov lands on the site just to draw back the CT defenders. Cajun B has relocated up long. And here we go from Goose. It's going to be Carrigan trying to rip him with the frags. There's Carrigan as well with Cajun B just locking down the site. The bomb has been dropped in a horrible place as well. Carrigan just has to hold on to his position. He's fallen down though. And suddenly TSM are crumbling. It's all on Device. The man pulled off a crazy 1v3 with similar HP last time. But those circumstances were a whole lot different to retaking a site. And therefore he will be saving that M4.
Yep, good plays from Na'Vi, even though TSM was holding on it just because Carrigan got that first pick and KGB got that second pick. That was Na'Vi basically trying to make TSM think they're going to have more long presence, but it was just one guy, a couple of flashes and a smoke, and then three guys pushing from Cat. But Na'Vi finally then just nailing it down, winning this round and bringing the score 3-3.
Yep, Guardian as well. Going off in middle, looked like the guys were going to go for a full mid to B take there. A little bit apprehensive. Guardian refacing, finds the first frag. Though we talk about TSM being one of those teams that don't normally allow those picks to happen, but Guardian finds two at the beginning. Makes it to 3-3 now. Very much a back and forth affair here. And after winning one round and losing the subsequent one, TSM's money definitely has been reset here. $1,400 given to each player. You can see Device did save a rifle there, and the rest of the guys are going to be getting some deagles. PT50 and a 5.7. So can they find his form again? Device was the hero of the last save. Let's see if he can continue that form. This guy goes to face long, takes down Zip Picks there. Nice opening frag from him. That
grenade wrecked him as well, though. That was almost 80 damage, I think, from one nade. He does get finished off from Carrigan. So a decent enough start from the CTs. And this is what we're after, right, guys? We were hoping for a close game right from the start. No huge leads. It really has been back and forth. I think this is going to be the way this game progresses on as well. C's tapping. He won't get anything, though. Device, again, just steps up to the plate. Unfortunately, from the CT's perspective, though, that bomb... Sorry, not the bomb. The gun doesn't drop in a position they can pick up, so they are going to be forced still onto those pistols. Meanwhile, Cajun B does get the shot in the back of Flamey, who does not check that. And they have been there a couple of times. And that puts Na'Vi now in a 3-on-2. Player in pit is still alive, and Carrigan with the 5.7 gets one in a second frag as well. How does that even happen?
But I've never been a believer of when you're 3-on-5 against the Force by or Slash and Eco, sending one guy one direction, sending two guys the other. I don't think that's really the right game plan. You should always go as a three-man pack in those situations. What do you think, Henry?
Yeah, I absolutely agree, especially when you've got that information that you've broken the economy. You know they've only got $1,400 available there. You want to be entering key choke points, not committing it's too early on and making sure you actually can get the frag back if you do run into any trouble. Absolutely agree there. But like we said, TSM somehow getting back into that one and a force buy. Really exciting series coming up here, I think. Asian B opening it up onto Guardian. There's another buy coming in here from Na'Vi. Can they bounce back in similar fashion? Make it two for Cajun.
And Na'Vi will be kicking themselves as well. The Zeus is kind of trolling around there, jumping backwards and forwards. They'll be kicking themselves. That's 2 rounds that really they should have won, you know, on paper.
Yep. And right now they're heavily invested on this one when it comes to economy. If they lose this one, they're gonna be saving.
Absolutely. And losing 3 casualties so early in the round as well. I mean, this is just kicking them when they're down. This is not going to feel good for Na'Vi. Edward has managed to get that AWP. off the corpse of his fallen teammate. But with 40 seconds, I mean, there's no real hope of Na'Vi clutching this round, right? I mean, surely not.
Well, I don't think so. You
No.
can see their position they've got right now and the time available. One CT is going to be
Unless
showing a
this
little bit too much aggro. Going to be Carrigan, takes down C's for his troubles though. Edward does reply, but 4-on-1 situation. Now Bomb does go top and middle, and 20 seconds on the clock. He'll just be trying to save the AWP in any way he can,
Yep.
but very difficult prospect considering the situation.
Yep, the CT is coming for him.
Does he have eyes in the back of his head? Edward misses the AWP shot, and that is going to be his lights out, 5-3. And Na'Vi now on a pretty sketchy economy will be ecoing.
Yeah, well, TSM's big players have really brought it here. Device obviously with that 3-man. Here we see Cajun B just causing havoc and destroying Na'Vi's attempts. There we see Flamey going down as well as Dupree obviously. Those three have been really big here so far in their CT Dust2.
Now
Crazy reaction speed as well.
the full eco here from Navi. They well and truly have been broken. Full Glocks, no utility. Almost further around here. You can see all the players going to lower B. You would assume just running out middle at that stage. And Cajun B once again opening up the fragging. He's got a player there to support him as well.
That's deja vu from the last round when we saw the mid push come in and TSM dealt with it accordingly. Nice double frag from Guardian, at least making this a little bit economically damaging for TSM. But still, they do pick up their 6th round and will be able to replenish those weapons without any issue at all.
Guardian getting the glass cannon out. No armor. One flashbang for him. And we're going to round number 10 now. TSM finally finding some momentum here. 3 rounds in a row for them. No bomb going down. We see Cajun B keeping the AWP. He's been instrumental the last few rounds, and now they're keeping it dynamic, changing the pace once again. He's going to get boosted up onto short. Last time they just kept their focus towards middle. I'd like him to face towards lower B this time, perhaps just try and get that first kill. There it is. He's going to be facing towards there, but it's a nice off angle. Terrorists won't be expecting him coming in the pre-fire. I mean, you get a nice deep pick on middle as well.
I think double smokes for longer is coming in. They're going to isolate Carrigan here.
So Carrigan pull it off with a 5-7 before. This time he's got an M4. They check the tight right-hand side. He does get traded out, though, so a decent trade overall for the terrorists. The issue is they expended a lot of utility to get onto long there, so only a smoke and a couple flashes. And what a shot again from Cajun B. This guy, we said, watch out for him. He was fantastic in the previous game. Picks up the AWP, no problem, shutting players down left, right, and center. And now the terrorists, suddenly from a position that looked pretty good, they're just stuck in their tracks.
Yeah, Cajun B just got that shot through the smoke as well, and that's going to be always so frustrating when you're playing against such a player doing such things.
Well, 4-on-3 situation. Flamey does have the AWP. Guardian, of course, going down there. He's going to be holding this pit area as well. One player in lower B is going to be seized. Just trying to see if he can scout out any sort of fragging here. He's going to set up the mid to B smoke. Potentially try and keep some CTs here and keep the cross modest as Flamey does take down Cajun there.
23 seconds. Another trade comes out. One apiece. Device, the hero for TSM. So far in Dust is still alive. Edwards being tagged up heavily. Zipnex is low as well. However, 12 seconds. They have to start crossing, and they do lack that utility. They're looking for the frags. It's not going to happen. And I guess there is a case of let's make sure we die before the timer runs out so we don't get wrecked economy-wise as well.
That's the thing. You can see them now. Another eco here.
This looked so good for Na'Vi as well early on. But
It really did.
That eco round just destroyed them.
Yeah, definitely. It was 3-3, right?
Yeah.
And now suddenly 7-3.
Cajun B come to life. He's currently top fragging that. And it's going to be the quasi-buy for Navi. Obviously, the lost bonus working in their favour. They can justify this, keep it around 2k in their bank. And 2 players making their way out long as well.
Decent flash comes in for Zipnex, but it's going to be Edward just running straight through with the Tech 9. Pretty nice headshot, but there we go. Carrigan comes in. Seaston's used, though. Not done just yet, and there's Guardian again. Maybe there is still life left in Na'Vi here on the T side. It's all on Dupree. Trying to rotate in from mid. And he's going to have Guardian to contend with, who goes for the couple cheeky shots and backs away. The bomb is going to get planted, and now setting up for that post-plant situation. No point giving your life away needlessly and taking this into a 1v2. Dupree has a kit. He has an M4, but nothing else really. And there we go.
There's not really much you can analyse from that round, really. It's just the running Tech 9s Natu touched on before last game. It's kind of random a little bit. If you can find slightly blind players, you've run out and tried to choose a random area to go out to. If you find that initial Tech 9 kill, it can be very devastating. There it is, getting through the smoke. Carrigan did pretty well to actually get himself back into that situation, but then the flurry of frags came in from the T's. Now the double AWP set up for TSM. They're changing the pace here. Device picking up as well, and he's no stranger to that weapon. So definitely a difficult prospect here, and actually some contention there. Device gets tagged by Guardian.
Yeah, down to 27, and here comes the push from Edward. Doesn't really connect anything, actually, on that player. I believe that was Device who was still in mid.
Yep.
So one bullet and he was a dead man. And Device can thank his lucky stars that he's not momentarily silenced here in round number 12. As it stands, though, all 10 players are still alive, albeit 2 heavily wounded on the TSM side, which is definitely going to give them cause for concern. Tech 9 in the hands of Zeus as well. But we saw that Tech 9's capable of last rounds. That doesn't really say a great deal. Still 2 smokes, 2 mollies. In fact, 3 smokes and 3 mollies on the side of Na'Vi. Plenty to work with. Orb still in the hand of Device, though.
Another smoke wall coming up too long from Na'Vi.
Absolutely, there is Zeus with that Tech 9 making it work, and it wasn't one of those heavily tagged up players either, so still Dupree and Device, the D&D combo, not looking too healthy in this round, but there we go, Cajun B with the AWP. We've already seen what he's capable of doing through long. Zeus, though, his strength in numbers approach does just overrun Cajun B, and round 12 is looking the way of Na'Vi as well. Device tries the shot on the cross, but can't quite connect it. He's waiting for maybe the second player to go, and instead just backs away to try and save this AWP. So Na'Vi, we were saying, like, it was starting to maybe slip away. Credit to them, they're bouncing back.
Yep, great example of when you lose long control, you need to have control of short, otherwise you're really screwed when you're playing CT there. Cajun B obviously not really having a lot going for him after Carrigan goes down in long, and the zip next to the rotator guy goes down, so Cajun's going to be alone on that site. He's going to get sandwiched from both sides. So I guess the lesson learned here is you either need to have control of long or short, otherwise you're going to want to bail out of that site and just play a retake.
Like we said, 2 in a row now for Na'Vi. Definitely finding some footing here. They've actually broken the economy of TSM as well, so big round for them to win there. And TSM, although not investing too much in this round, once PT50 there, going to be showing some aggression towards lower B. One player gets taken down, make it 2 for Edward there. And you have to favour this round going in their favour this time. Device going to be left alone in the B bomb site. You can only assume he's going to be dealt with any second now, and there it is.
Eco bash as expected from Na'Vi, but not losing any players in the process, so that is a lot of pros in their
Look
side.
at TSM's money as well. They're going to be crippled when it comes to equipment. No,
Yeah.
I don't think they will have any kits. They will only have limited amount of nades. So it's going to be a tough one here for TSM.
Yeah, like you said, no kits being a pretty big factor there. And you can see there's a pretty nice despawn coming in from Na'Vi. A little B rush, it wouldn't be the worst idea in the world considering no incendiaries. Looks like they will be going for this as well. Zeus going to be leading the charge.
Oh, but he just holds down the trigger. Dupree gets himself a frag, but does significant damage to Edward and seized as well. Here comes the cavalry charge. In actual fact, no, it isn't. They ran into a barricade.
Look at Carrigan here. He's sneakily into spawn already.
Uh-oh. He is going to be in the money any second right now. There we go. The first frag comes down for him. The bomb is just a few moments away from him as well. And that is completely caught the terrorists off guard. They do get the answer frag, though. So still a 3-on-3. I thought that could go a whole lot worse for Na'Vi. Zipnex, however, has shut down Flamey. And in doing so, that makes the 3-pronged attack that much weaker from Na'Vi now. Still in spawn.
Looking up Zipix, he hasn't really had the best of halves. Sitting at 2, 6, and 9 right now. Actually, that was his second kill he just got of this whole half.
Oh, you can see some positional control from CZ. Time is still remaining. They've got actually isolated a player towards the pit there, but Zipex answers back. As you said, got a second, make it a third. There's now Guardian. In a 1-on-3 situation, 30 seconds for the open hand. You have to think this one may be a little bit too far gone for him, but he still will go for the opening frag to see if anything he can do with it. Holding the long doors, he knows the CT's going to be hunting him, gets the AK. It will get taken down by Device pretty convincingly. We go into the last round now. Not going to affect Navi's economy at all because they had, after winning 3 in a row, they actually built up a very decent bank there. Actually justified 2 orbs in the T-side, make it 3. And I think I saw a 4th there as well.
Yeah,
here we go.
They're gonna go for the
Get
spam.
ready.
And then drop to take the AKs back again, I guess.
The
Yeah.
wall of death.
Yep, here we go. Pronax still has nightmares over this. Oh, not connecting. No one wanted to face.
I'm disappointed, son.
No damage really done whatsoever, but I guess they have got 4 orbs. You can probably swap one of those out for the AKs. I saw them buy another one there, but there it is. So 3 AWPs now. Round number 15. And actually fragging opens up from Cajun B as he pushes short and finds that frag onto Guardian.
Absolutely does. So Na'Vi losing a couple of their fangs right now with Guardian out, one of their star players, undoubtedly so. Still 2 AWPs in play, 3 AWPs in play actually. Edward has one as well. Tech 9 in the hands of Flamey. 1 minute left on the timer in the last round of this half. We're saying how close this game has been. It's certainly lived up to those expectations. Although for a few moments it looked like Na'Vi may just slip away on their T side, but 2 huge rounds back-to-back brought them back into this.
Yeah, considering I think the scoreline was 7-3 at worst for Na'Vi. So in that context, TSM's picked up 1 round while Na'Vi is picking up 6, and now let's see how this turns out.
Stuck again onto Catwalk. 3 players up here right now. Flashbang comes in, will stop them for just a few more moments. And this is the issue that Na'Vi sometimes play themselves into, that they're so slow that well-placed flashes and smokes, and the fact that Karrigan can come up the back, we've already seen it a couple times right now. 20 seconds on the timer. How is the CTs going to hold off on this one? You've got Karrigan now coming through short, trying to shut down C. Gets the frag as well. That could be absolutely crucial for the CTs. Zeus does miss an AWP shot. Wasn't the easiest though. Lands it on the second time of asking, and there is Dupree. And TSM will finish the half 9-6 to the good.
This is the kind of game we wanted, I think. Finally, it feels like teams on an even keel, actually challenging each other every single round. You're not really sure which way it's going to go. Back and forth affair, definitely. And it finishes up there. 9-6 in favour of TSM, but Na'Vi definitely bouncing back and getting himself back into the series.
Yep, that retake would have looked very different had Karrigan not been able to take that kill on short. Lucky for TSM, he got it, and TSM picking up that round. 9-6 on CT half. I think I think both teams can work with this. Definitely, TSM's going to be okay with it. Na'Vi also thinking, all right, we can grab 10 on CT.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, the pistol going to be pivotal here, and the best of ones. We saw TSM win the pistol in the last half, but what can they do here? 9-6 is your score going into the second half. Let's have a look at the buy for the T's. They've got 4 sets of armor there. Karrigan going to have the smoke and 2 flashbangs. 3 players heading towards B. 2 guys still on that suicide alley. And the interesting thing is that now they actually have 3 players stacked towards B on the pistol. This could be pretty huge considering Cajun does get taken down. Great shot by Edward. Allows him to fall back now.
Yeah, didn't even need the 3 players. Edward just does it all by himself. And now relocating towards mid is going to give the CTs a real chance at this. That being said, Device again once more just steps up tall and proud and says, this is my site. Here comes Zeus though and Guardian. Device with his second frag of the round is hungry for more. Picks up the 3rd as well. This guy is on fire right now. And they have to just stop for a few more seconds, and Device gets his head completely caved in. Dupree lands the final frag though. And that gives TSM such a huge advantage now, 10-6 up.
What a weird round
to
start off with. That kill on middle doors, by the way, I think none of them actually saw anyone there in the middle where Device got that first kill, and then these 2 kills here, making it really good for TSM. But Guardian almost guarding it back, but then Dupree landing that last headshot and making it 10-6 for TSM.
Well, there we go. This is the buy we always see from Na'Vi. The double scout, and Guardian does take down Karrigan. Massive scalp to take at the beginning, and you can see him rotating straight towards B as well. Dupree's going to be trying to get in there. This could be dangerous for him. He's isolated by himself. Actually manages to make a good job of it. Takes down Sees that as he gains into the B-Bob site.
Yeah, focused quite a few CTs towards playing off against him, and the fact that he's taken that site as well opens it up for the bomb carrier of Zitnix to get in and plant this one. Still though, casualties come across for TSM, and with the CZ and the scout in play, you never quite know what's possible from Na'Vi's perspective. That being said, Zeus has just got himself fragged from Device. It's all on Edward with the scout. There's the first frag. Device is 1 shot away from death as well, so we could make this a real painful one for the side of TSM, and he is still looking in. He's prowling. He's on the lurk for a couple kills right now. After he gets tagged down to 6, though, he has to think twice, and he'll be picked off on the cross. 11-6. Good round for TSM in the end.
Well, at least Na'Vi can make it costly for TSM. That's the only takeaway Na'Vi can take from that.
Yeah.
Obviously, TSM grinding that round, making it 11-6 at this point.
So, to give some context of what happens going forward now, this means a full eco for Na'Vi. They can't really afford to invest too much into this round. I think it also means Guardian's going to struggle. I think, judging by the kills he's got, he may be able to justify a glass cannon AWP, but it's going to be very difficult.
TSM, perfect call, taking that long and having that spawn, and they're going to realize really soon that no Na'Vi players actually occupying this site.
You can see 5 players stacked for TSM. They are, sorry, for Na'Vi, they're going to be going into that B tunnels, no contention whatsoever. And they really have missed the money here because you see this passive hold from TSM. They're aware of what's going on. They've got players watching lower B. Cajun's going to be there to deal with it. They've got time to back though.
Oh, this is going to get messy really fast. TSM just putting the foot to the throat of Na'Vi. The last player is seized. Device seems to have a general idea that maybe he's coming around from T-spawn. That would be the correct decision, and Seized cannot get anything from that. So TSM, they've weathered the initial storm, but here comes the buy from Na'Vi now.
Yep. Now it's the real test comes into play.
Yeah, like I said, Guardian can get that glass cannon, as it's been coined. It's when you have one AWP, no armor. There's one flashbang to defend himself as well. So let's see how he approaches this one. Will he be going for that aggressive pick? Will they actually be boosting him up? Actually, he's going to be going towards long straight away. So looking out for that long take. There's only be one player towards her there, but it seems like TSM is showing a little bit of early aggression towards B. 3 players in the tunnels now. Dupree actually going to be walking through that smoke. Decides better of it. Falls back there. And now the round is open. No one really gaining any control early on.
It's like they're tugging at the map strings here, though, trying to force a player to come in long. So didn't quite catch who it was, but throwing a flash and then preemptively firing through the double doors. And then you've got also the initial aggression through onto B tunnels. And for a couple of moments, mid was completely barren for Na'Vi, but TSM didn't push in that. Of course, hindsight or 2020 from the casting viewpoint, but here comes the push. Dupree is looking for that entry, has finally got it onto Edward, and Na'Vi have been caught napping. And this should be easy. The bomb has gone towards the B side. It will be planted on right now. And honestly, Na'Vi, after just buying up with this, they have to save. There's no point going in for this retake.
That was weird to me that Edward just spammed his clip to that smoke and safety spawn as well. It so happened TSM obviously had 3 players really close, so they could hear him spam that clip to its emptiness. And then, well, TSM got that pick towards B window, I believe it was. And then Edward going down as well. And that was done deal.
The good thing about that tactic as well, pretty of a dream round for TSM there. They get the picks in middle, they isolate the B bomb site, and Carrigan's on short as well, watching for any rotation. He's able to give so much info for his teammates. He can actually call whether the save is coming in. And although he even died, he can actually get his death cam last long enough to say, okay, they're going for the save now. You guys can push out from the bomb site, start hunting those kills, and we'll see if that comes to fruition at all. You can see the CTs cowering in the corner there long. They do save the AWP though, and when you've got that in the hands of Guardian, that can be very important indeed. So obviously, we go into a big round here, and Navi will be force buying into this. They saved the AWP and an M4A4, so going to try and do what they can. 2 kits, a little bit of equipment to play with, 2 smoke grenades and incendiary. But Guardian once again going towards our long area. A very passive round for TSM. They're not going to commit too much to this too early on. They just want to work out what's going on here. They know some guns were saved.
Hoping for a couple of early picks here are Na'Vi if they want to stay in this map. And again, we said how close it was, and suddenly again just a massive gap opens up, and TSM in the driver's seat. Smokes and flashes, grenades all through mid so far. Here's Flamey. He's in pit, very nearly gets himself a second frag, but instead it's the Guardian that's there to lock down long. He does have multiple assailants though from his left and his right. He's caught in 2 minds. He doesn't know which one to focus. He ends up getting dropped, and in doing so, the A site is ripe for the taking. And now Na'Vi are going to have to retake with a FAMAS and a scout, and it's not looking too good for them. They have traded out the scout for an M4.
Yeah, it's going to be a hard one here, but they're probably going to go for it. It's considering the situation right now. Device getting Zeus as well. It's becoming impossible to resist here. All he can really hope for is some exit kills. But TSM, what a great round to just walk out along, and there you see the force of when you're playing that together. You get that trade kill, making sure that Flamey was only able to get 1. And then the sandwich effect to Guardian. Have him pressured from both sides at the same time. You're going to disable his effectiveness to the most that you can. There we go. TSM picking up the 14th round.
He definitely was stuck between a rock and a hard place there. Didn't really know what he could do. Flamey, like you said, getting 1 frag, did do decent damage on occasion, but unable to secure that round of that big kill there. So now TSM, almost a match point, definitely touching distance here. And Navi, after losing so many in a row, a maximum loss bonus, $3,500 coming their way. But you can see the buy isn't the best. They have got rifles and a few grenades to play with as well, but not enough really to hold off these T-pushes. Device is trying to gain any info he can. He will actually see the CT go into low B there as well. That's a big play from the CT. A ballsy play, I have to say, going through that, but gets away with it somehow. And now you can see that they're actually trying to gain up a B. C's had to make a play here. They know they need a kill. They haven't got enough to play with to retake a bomb site properly. So getting in the control of those B tunnels could be huge, but look at the T's. They're just outside as well. Will C's be ready for this?
It's like that old saying, the best form of defense is a strong offense. And here we go. It's just Na'Vi with 3 quickfire frags. Very nicely done. All on long, I believe that was as well. So Lambs to the slaughter. And the bomb's been dropped there as well. And just in the blink of an eye, really, this round quickly goes the way of Na'Vi, or at least you'd assume so.
You'd hope so. Whether you've got the bomb down along and 3 players holding it like a fortress, if TSM find a way back into this round, you've got to ask some questions. So
A lot of things have to go wrong for Na'Vi if that happens.
Yeah. I feel like this is more Na'Vi's round to lose than it is TSM's to win.
I'm not sure. It's not happening, is it?
Cajun B has been a man on fire though today, inspired. Going to get tanked there. Does pick up the first frag, looking for the second. I think he switched to, I'm not quite sure. Did he switch weapon or something?
into a flash.
So what happened there, actually, Na'Vi retook long, sort of, because TSM was out there already, and then Na'Vi went and took a fight there, beat every one of them without losing a single man with that pop flash. And there we went. The bomb was dropped down on long. The last 2 really had nothing going for them unless just try and get those picks. But eventually KGB falling short in 104.
There we go. Obviously another huge round coming into play here. T's not committing to too much yet. TSM just keeping him modest right now. And you actually see CT pushing into, watching down to the lower B. Guardian opens up the frag into Dubry. Not even boosted there. Actually went for the straight up pick into lower. That's a very valuable pick. It slows the T's right down. Can't approach the round the way they actually planned to there. So now trying to get some control of short.
Yep, that's a great job from Na'Vi, keeping the diversity alive. Picking from middle and catwalk and all across the map is going to keep TSM guessing where Guardian is playing.
And should we discuss this before going in to a lot of these games? Keeping that orb dynamic and making sure you move them around, surprising the T's. It's all part of the mind games here. And having someone like Guardian roaming the map is a very scary prospect indeed. Now Device making his way up short. Smoke goes down, takes away some of the vision. Guardian has to step up once again. There's more terrorists coming up that area.
Flashes, more smokes are landing. I believe a player just dropped as well from the terrorists. It was Carrigan. And Zeus a bit too slow on his trigger there. He could have probably saved Guardian's life, but the smoke was enough to choke on. And now Flamey is going to chime in with a frag as well. The bomb has been planted from TSM. This is a must-win round from Na'Vi, and they're going to bag it as well. They may be a bit disappointed they allowed that bomb to go down in the first place, but still, 8 rounds on the board.
Yeah, only thing I found there was why TSM was contesting long anyway. Like, you know there's probably going to be one in there. Flame is still alive. You get the bomb down, you try to take that catwalk control, and then just play it from there. But obviously, TSM really had nothing going on for them anymore at that point. 2-on-4 situation, you're on A-bomb side, you're done for. Na'Vi picking up that 8th round.
I can see a pause coming in now. I assume this is a technical pause more than anything, seeing as it is Na'Vi are on a little bit of a hot streak right now, 2 rounds in a row for them. Yeah, it's going to be a TeamSpeak problem, and it will be rectified pretty much straight away. So don't worry, the action will continue here. Just having a look at TSM's buy as well. 4 rifles for them, no AWPs this time. So Zipex just considering how he's going to approach this round. Potentially Tech 9, full utility, or could grab a Galil and be very hard done by it. And there it is, yeah. 1 smoke for him. And see if TSM find an entry into this round. So far, Guardian definitely dominating the early round picks.
Yeah, it certainly has. He started to wake up as well. It was eerily quiet for a lot of the earlier rounds for Na'Vi. We've already spoke at length about how much of a linchpin he is for the Na'Vi performance. That being said, Edward's been chugging along as well with some frags seized. One of our players to watch is, I feel, coming second best against Cajun B so far in that standing. But that being said, TSM are going to start to push on through, and Guardian, after we just picked him up, misses that first shot, does connect the second one. Flamey is there to watch his AWPers back, and that is just a huge frag because it allows Guardian to now peek back up again. Up onto the catwalk. This is going to be so difficult for TSM to get. They're going to have to get raw frags, raw entries right here, right now, and it's not going to happen. Device, the last man remaining. He has been pretty solid today, though. But 5v1, no one even low. Nah, it's not going to happen.
Yep, I think it's going to be really hard for TSM to pick up these rounds if they keep doing it this way. Only giving pressure from short. I think that's going to be Guardian's playground if that happens. What TSM actually has is a very effective A-split, and they're really good at it. The timings they do with that makes it super hard for the rotation player, which obviously is Guardian here. He's the one that is going to be opping towards between sight and long. The TSM does make it really hard for that opper, so I think that's something that TSM should probably try and throw at them.
It's taken 3 rounds, but finally the economy has been broken for TSM after winning the first 5. And now Guardian changing his position once again, pushing for those mid doors, trying to get some early intel. Doesn't need to be too cavalier here. This is the hold back. Should be aware of the eco coming into play. PT50s across the board, no nades as well to speak of. So as long as the CT just hold nice and passive here, Like they are, Guardian picks up the first frag on the Carrigan, and they should close the round out here.
Yeah, similar tactic again, although you can understand it when it is effectively just P250s.
Okay.
And TSM somehow do breach mid, get up the side, get a couple cheeky frags, and make this interesting once more. With Guardian being at 9 HP, I was about to say this is doable, but then Zeus just holds down the trigger and picks up 3 kills on the B side. And now Na'Vi have breached the double digits.
I truly think that the problem for TSM, or actually the way to beat Navi's defense, is to make Guardian as uncomfortable as possible. And I think the best way of doing that is probably do that A split.
Well, they have come up with some sort of idea to take him down. Guardian nading himself and spawner. Interesting approach. Not going to do too much damage.
Because why not, I guess.
Next level tactics, boys.
And
The new meta.
there we go. A much slower approach from TSM once again. They have been favouring that short area. As you can see, maybe going for a long retake here. There is going to be a terrorist. Sorry, a CT in form of Flamey. Waiting. Very close range there. That's as we enter round number 25. Obviously, one TSM will pick up. It's been 4 in a row now for Navi. They definitely have bounced back and at least given themselves a chance of getting back into the series.
Yeah, certainly have given themselves a couple more lifelines here. I'm curious to see if TSM are going to start to rock the boat a tiny bit and not just continue to plow on through short and catwalk. And I believe that's what we're about to see here. You can see those pretty solid positions from the CT setup. The first player has gone down in pit though, but here comes Flamey. The first frag goes his way. The second one doesn't, however, and now TSM will make the most of that weakness and just force onto the A side. And again, Season Edward in just a nightmare position.
That's the A split.
Yeah, I mean,
coming. You know, this
what
guy
can I
knows.
Yeah, I've been around. I've seen a couple of things, and exactly it worked exactly like I hoped for. But a lot of credit to Subnix actually getting that first burst into the face of a CT in the long pit. Really made it that much harder for Na'Vi to do much. But yeah, that base split really doing wonders.
Yeah, it was great. You can see how it really did pull apart the CTs. It takes away a lot of attention from both areas. It separates the CTs. It makes it very difficult to hold that A bomb site. Almost flawless around there. Only Carrigan going down. That was a hand of Flamey as well. Playing in the blue crate there down along. So they bring it now to match point. Obviously, CT's winning quite a lot of rounds in a row. The money won't be too affected here. Flamey still considering his buy. Obviously, I think he should get the M4. We haven't seen too much of a double AWP setup from Navi as of yet. But round number 26 now. TSM probably wanting to end this one nice and quickly. They want to break their own economy. They're taking this one and giving Navi a second bite of the cherry to get back into this. But let's see how this one goes down.
Pushing through, gets the opening pick onto the site. 2 quick kills to TSM, and that could be this map just edging away from Na'Vi. Seas did get a frag. Here's Guardian as well with the AWP, but there's Device's Tech 9 just ripping through him. And it's all on Flamey. 1v2 situation. And he's been picked off with ease from Device. And TSM are going to pick it up 16-10. Although at some points in that game, it looked like it may finish a lot closer.
So TSM win the upper bracket final there. Very convincing stuff. Good halves from them. Seemed like another one of those games where they got right to the end and just had a little bit of trouble closing it out. Navi definitely had a convincing second half on their CT campaign. Guardian coming to life for sure.
Yeah, I think we've seen this from TSM in the past as well, in a lot of occasions actually. Getting that close and then struggling to actually go across the finish line. But yeah, that Guardian obviously made it super hard for them. Yep. I thought the problem exactly for TSM was that they wanted to hit that A side. Their thoughts were good, but it was just a matter of Guardian was having too much of a field day there, not being pressured enough, not giving enough flashes and so forth to make him uncomfortable. I thought that A split was a perfect example of how to make him uncomfortable, and there we go. They pick it up.
Well, let's have a look at the scoreboard. Let's see who stepped up there in terms of statistics. And here they come then. So Device actually having a huge game. He was really influential, I felt like. Some of the clutch situations he was in and the opening frags he got, 25 kills for him. When you talked about Guardian, he had a pretty quiet first half, but that second half more than made up for it. Unfortunately, not able to get his team over the finish line. Then it was a little bit too far gone. But let's have a look at the heat map there and see if it does paint a bit of a clearer picture as to how that went down. Please be reminded the colours are just a representation of the teams. This is an analysis of both of their T halves. So you can see Navi there a lot of contention towards A, especially that long A area. That shows a lot of long A retakes.
Yeah, definitely. And TSM, I think the only kills they actually had long was that A split, to be honest with you. That was the only time they were actually contesting there. So you had a kill towards that blue container and the pick pit there.
Absolutely. Well, let's have a look at the MVP. I think I know who it may be. It's going to be Device.
Yeah.
Stepped up, top fragger there. We see him a lot stepping up for the team. We talked about Cajun B being probably the most explosive player in Dust2, but Device definitely didn't fail to deliver. Very good showing from him. 25 kills on the board, 12 deaths. And fantastic performance in that upper bracket final. Obviously, one of the games that matters. It means, I was just about to say, we can have a look at the bracket now. So let's see how that affects things and where we're actually going to be lying now. So obviously, we can see TSM waiting there in the grand final of this last chance group. And now,
question is, do they have a one map advantage?
well, I don't
Do we know that?
No, they don't.
Okay.
Actually.
That's to be decided.
I think we have one more game for you tonight. That's 4 out of the 5 completed. Now we have Titan versus Mousesports. Another tantalizing prospect, I would say. One I favour for Mousesports, it has to be said, just considering the form we see from Titan. But it has to be said, they seem to be a team that learns from their mistakes and bounces back and has a different showing. So I think this one could be a really exciting best-of-1 series. We are going to jump to a quick break just while we gather our thoughts, and we will come and dissect that game a little bit further. But don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
The 3, 2 players down. He probably could have had a third there, but the
Except for this.
I'm glad we get to watch this. This looks really impressive. What calm play as well. Nice little tap.
What do you think, Henry?
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Especially when you've got that information that you've broken the economy. You know they've only got 40 seconds. They're getting through smoke. Haugen did pretty well to get it.
At all, where Device got that first kill, and then these 2 kills here, making it really single man with that pop flash, and there we went.
This is a must-win round from Na'Vi, and they're going to bag it as well.
Doing that is probably do that A split.